Welcome to the Chin Check series. Today's episode, we're going to talk about the chin of Errol Spence Jr. We got Errol Spence. Um, you know, as much hell as a lot of us give him when it comes to this Terrence Crawford thing, I still think Errol Spence is a great fighter in his own sense. I think I still think he's basic, but I think he's still a great fighter. Decent punch, decent punching power. Not the Thanos punching power like a lot of people like to make it believe, like man down and all this other stuff. Because let's be honest, Errol Spence Jr. has not really knocked anyone out in a long time. I think since the last person he put down was I think it was Carlos Ocampo. That's it. I think that was the last one he knocked out. Yeah, and that was what 2018. So Errol Spence has not had a knockout in what almost 5 years, going on 5 years. So you be the judge of that. Great counter puncher, decent footwork, good decent defense. Not the best, but it's good enough, man. Errol Spence. I think in a way, I think his defense is kind of like underrated, man. But it's like he worked on it over the years, and it has improved. Uh, he's a southpaw, so he got that left hand equalizer. But let's talk about his chin. If you go back to a lot of his older fights, Errol Spence has, I mean, even him, he hasn't faced that many heavy hitters in his past, like in the middle of his career. Most of the people that he faced with some punching power, most of them were like closer towards like recent, such as Danny Garcia. I would say Kell Brook has decent punching power. Sean Porter is not really known for his punching power like that. But nonetheless, all these guys managed to connect on Errol Spence. When you go back to Errol Spence's career early on, he fought this guy. His name was Emmanuel Larte. So Emmanuel Larte, I think it was the 7th round. You see back then, Errol Spence was still green. He still was. That was, I think, his 9th or 10th fight. Manuel Larte managed to rock him. Errol Spence was not keeping his telephone, not keeping his. He dropped his left hand. He didn't bring it back up when he was throwing I think he was jabbing him, and he had his left hand down. And then Larte, I believe he came with a right, and it cracked Errol Spence right in the jaw. And when it hit him, it kind of like it froze him up a little bit, and he kind of went into a shell. He shelled up, but you never saw his legs. You never saw his legs rocked, wobbled. He just stunned him. It took him a little bit. He recovered, and he came. I think that fight ended. He knocked him out. Errol Spence knocked him out in the 8th round. But I would say he recovered pretty well from that shot. Manuel Larte was a known person as he had pretty good power as well. He wasn't no slouch in the power department. But he ended up hurting Errol Spence for a slight second. Errol Spence had great recovery. Even at that early on in his career, he had good recovery from a shot like that. I mean, that was a big shot. He took it and came back and won the fight. Later on, Kell Brook was giving him some work in their fight. I never seen Errol hurt in that fight. Errol, when he fought Danny Garcia, some people would say he was hurt to the face, to the chin. I've never seen it. I think no. Somebody said he got hurt to the body, but we talking about chins. I did see Danny crack him. I think it was the 3rd round when he hit him, like right after the bell or right when the bell rung to end the round. Danny cracked him, man, and Errol just did something where he like kind of wiped it off, like he brushed it off his chin, ate it. I didn't see him rocked at all in the Danny Garcia fight. If you saw that, you can point it out to me. I watched that fight 3 times. Never seen it. Sean Porter may have buzzed Errol Spence a little bit in their fight a couple of times. I'm not sure the exact rounds, but if you go back and watch that fight, it did look like Sean Porter buzzed Errol. I don't think Errol was ever seriously hurt, but he did get buzzed. And he took it. He took it well. He took it. I'm trying to think of any other. Mikey Garcia barely touched him in that fight. That was just That shit was terrible, man. It was he shut him out the whole fight. That was just crazy. It was kind of boring, but I mean, damn, it was embarrassing to watch this shit, man. If you was a Mikey fan, but no, what's the name? Did hit him a few. Lamont Peterson did manage to crack Errol a few times. Never seen him wobble. Errol Spence has been hit by some pretty decent punches at 147 early on, definitely later on in his career. And I've never seen, as much shit as I give Errol Spence, I've never seen his legs shaky. I've never seen it. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but hey, if you guys know of any fights that you've seen Errol Spence's legs wobbly, please let me know. Drop a comment. I've never seen his legs shaky. I've never seen him all over the place after getting hit. You might see him kind of shell up to try to regain himself after getting hit by a good shot, but I've never seen Errol Spence on shaky legs, man. I've never seen it. I'll give him that much. So he's fought some pretty hard punchers later on. You know, it's like I said, Danny Garcia. There's not that many monster punchers like that at 147. You don't have no real thunderous, monster, mega Thanos punchers at that division like that. But still, you know, he's been hit by some people with some pretty decent shots. More than 2 people. I would say about 4 or 5 boxers have connected flush on Errol Spence's chin, and I've never seen him hurt. I've never seen him wobble to the point where he's about to, like, he didn't know where he was. I never seen it. So with that being said, Errol Spence is about to fight Yordenis Ugas in the coming months. Ugas is not known for his power, so I don't really expect Ugas to do any damage to Errol Spence. If Terrence Crawford ever did fight him, that would probably be one of the biggest threats to Errol as of yet, especially when it comes to the power. Terrence Crawford might be the hardest puncher that it might be one of the hardest punches Errol Spence would ever have faced to date. You know, I would say, man, Terrence Crawford, Danny Garcia, and maybe Kell Brook, and maybe even Olarte would probably be his hardest. The hardest punches Errol ever fought if he did fight Bud, which I don't think it'll ever happen. But nonetheless, I would have to give Errol Spence chin rating an A. I would have to give him an A because Danny Garcia he's been known to put people, I've seen him, who he put on their ass. I mean, I can't even really think of the people he just, dropped with one punch. I think it was, fuck is his name, man? Matisse. I think he dropped Matisse, man. It was somebody. I can't remember their name. I think that was who it was. And he dropped him, man. And he rocked him, just boom. And I think that was the end of the fight. I'm not sure. I have to go back. A lot of these fights, man, I haven't seen them in so many years. I don't remember. I can't recall them all. But Danny Garcia is definitely, you got to give him his props for he has some power. He got cement blocks in his fucking gloves or something, man. He has power. So Kell Brook has some power and a few others. So I would have to give the nod to Errol Spence on the A when it comes to his chin. Even if he fights Bud and let's say Bud drops him, it still doesn't mean his chin isn't world class or he doesn't have a good chin. Just means Bud just has that much power. Or he just got buzzed by some shit he ain't see coming or whatever like that. So I would have to give Errol Spence Jr. an A in the chin department, man. So if you guys disagree, please drop a comment, like and subscribe, support the channel. It's Rebel Life Boxing. Catch y'all later on the next one, and I'm out.